time, cause we both have busy schedules. Wish we had more time to spare. Want you around me like air, can get my feelings involved, and then you not be.
I'm helping people, bitch.
Show me you care, I wanna keep you around. People like us are so rare, so rare, so rare, so rare, so rare. I wanna keep you around. People like us are.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's Sam YouTube? It's your girl that got us in our back. Ooh, with another one. Yeah. Alright guys, so today's video is gonna be about how all you bitches is hypocrites. All you bitches, all you niggas is hypocrites. But before we get into the video though, I'm gonna need you to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You hear me? You are more than welcome to think that anything I say on this channel is a bunch of tomfoolery. You are more than welcome to think that anything I say is crazy, or that I am crazy and I may need psychiatric help. You are more than welcome to disagree with anything I say on this channel, because why? What you think is valid in your world, baby. Let me repeat that. What you think is valid in your world. Alright? I am not here to persuade you to believe what I believe. I'm just here to provoke thought. Alright? This channel is about freedom of thought. Think how you want to think. So if you think Bigfoot and Sasquatch is real, baby, this the channel for you. If you think fairies and mermaids exist, this the channel for you. If you think aliens are real, baby, this the channel for you. I am just here to stir the pot, shake it up a little bit. Alright? Now, think how you want to think, unless how you think is detrimental to another person, then you might need psychiatric help. Okay? If how you think is detrimental to another person's life, destiny, and health and wellness and safety, unprovoked, then you may need psychiatric help. So won't you go and get that for yourself, all right? Or you can watch my videos and do what I did, okay? Because some of y'all need some help. All right, now, let's get into the video. A bitch can't tell me shit if they ain't seeing no results. All right, so a long time ago, which I've said this in previous videos, that I watched a Dr. Sebi lecture, and in that lecture, Dr. Sebi said something that really stuck with me. He said, I'm not smarter than you. Everybody has the same amount of brain cells. I'm just more curious than you. Then there's another quote that stuck with me that I read by Albert Einstein that said, everybody's intelligent, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it's gonna grow up its whole life thinking that it's stupid. Well, that's me. I felt like the fish my entire life. These two quotes and my life and what I've gone through and this experience with this spiritual battle, a spiritual journey, is the reason why I am naming my EP I Made Bad Grades in School. And it's not because I made bad grades in school. It's partially me making bad grades in school is partially the reason why I'm naming it this, but it's a much deeper meaning. So let's get into the actual thing I want to talk about today, and then you'll understand the meaning behind I Made Bad Grades in School, and why that's going to be the title of my EP. So, have you ever had a situation where you learned things, you read books, you watched lectures, you watched teachers, you watched people who does research, who does good research on certain topics and certain subjects, and who are pretty, good and knowledgeable at the things that they do, at what they do, right? And you apply that information to your life and you see results, right? You see results, and then you try to share that information with other people, and other people try to say that your information is wrong, or your information, where you got your information from wasn't reputable, right? I have had that experience, right? I have had that experience. And the reason why I want to get on here and talk about this, because I touched on it a little bit in previous videos, but today I'm going to go deeper. The reason why I want to talk about this in this video today is because I almost thought and I almost felt like I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they almost made me feel like I was crazy. Like, I was this close to thinking that I was mentally freaking like ill, like something was wrong with me, and that everything is just all in my head, because that's what people were telling me. But I had to snap out of it. Because I'm like, bro, how can I be crazy? How can I be crazy? How can I be being delusional? How could this all be an illusion if I'm physically feeling results, seeing results? Because I was talking to my nephew, and he is the one that made me feel like, okay, yeah, like I'm not tripping. So I was talking to him, and we were watching this show on Netflix called Evil. And the show is all about like people experiencing the paranormal. And it's this priest who works for a Catholic church, and a psychologist, and then the third man is he's a scientific person, like a person who is, and you know, most scientists, they don't really believe in spirituality for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, besides quantum physics, the other scientists don't believe in spirituality for real. Anyway, so it's these three people who are working for the Catholic Church to assess certain situations to that the church, that the people, the members or people from the community come to the church to ask for help for. You know, so most of the time they'll think it's a demonic presence or something demonic in their life, and they get these three people, the assessors, to assess the situation to see if it is paranormal and or scientific and or a mental disorder, right? So the scientists and the psychologist does not believe in spirituality. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in none of that. But the priest does. The priest gets visions. The priest sees things that they don't see. Well, actually, they do. The other two do see these paranormal things, but they don't believe that it's paranormal. The psychologist has a therapist, and even the therapist has experienced paranormal things. But the scientist also had experienced paranormal things, but they're trying to convince themselves, because they don't want to believe in the spiritual. They are trying to convince themselves, and they dedicate their lives to trying to find a reason or a logical explanation for why they're seeing what they're seeing and why people are doing what they're doing, right? So at the end of everything, they always find a mental disorder. They always find something to like logically explain what's going on with these people and their own selves. So the woman end up being on like pills because she feel like what she's seeing are hallucinations. The scientist, he's depressed because he feel like he can't figure out why he's seeing these things that he feel like he shouldn't be seeing. And then the priest feeling crazy because the other two trying to make him feel crazy for seeing the things that he's seeing and believing that what he's seeing is what he's seeing. And I'm like, bruh, that's my experience. That's what's happening to me right now. People will literally try to make you feel crazy for having an experience, for having experiences and, you know, and experiencing certain things just because they don't want to believe it, because they are fearful. It's just a projection. So never let anybody validate your experiences. Part 2 is what I'm going to name this video. See, people will try to invalidate your experiences because they don't want to believe. Because they are fearful. They don't want to believe in the spiritual and they are fearful. It's fear. They're projecting their own fears onto you by saying that it's not real. That you are experiencing some sort of mental disorder, psychosis, and whatnot. It's not because they don't actually believe in it. They don't want to, and they don't want to believe it out of fear. Out of fear. So while we was watching that show, I was telling my nephew, I was like, you see how they try to make him feel crazy, like how they try to make these people feel crazy for believing what they believe and seeing what they seeing. He was like, yeah. And I said, so I gave him an example of this girl that I watched. She gave a story time on TikTok where she said she asked God for a sign. She said, God, please give me a sign to let me know if my boyfriend is cheating on me. And she got the sign, but she ignored it. She was like, is this really God? Is this really God? Like, you know, so she ignored it. So then she asked for another sign. She was like, God, please give me a sign. She saw this. So what the sign was she saw something on a truck, something that said something on a truck, right? And she said she saw it again after she asked again. So then she asked a third time. She was like, because she went and asked him and she said, no, it's not true, blah, blah, blah. So she said, God, please give me a sign. She asked the third time and she said after that third time, she saw the thing on the truck again. Whatever she saw, I don't remember what she said she saw. Then she walked in on, either she walked in on him or she like saw text messages in his phone. So at that point forward, she said, I'm trusting all of the signs that I asked for. I'm trusting all of the signs. She said, when you ask God for a sign, God gonna give you that sign. And I said, I feel the same. And I told Taj, I was like, I feel the same way. That's my nephew. I told my nephew, I said, I feel the same way. When I ask for certain signs, sometimes I don't even ask for the signs. They just be in my face and I see them, and it's always right. Right? It's always right. So then I was like, so are you gonna, and then I said, people will literally try, and I'm telling this to my nephew, I said, people will literally try to tell you like that's just your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just, because you focused on that, you're seeing it. You're seeing it. And I'm like, and it's like, how? And then I told him, I said, am I crazy? Like, am I crazy? You know, like, and he was saying, no, like, that's physical. And I was like, right, Taj. I was like, right, Taj. It's physical. How could that just be a figment of my imagination, seeing something on a billboard right up in my face after I done prayed for something and asked for something and tried to manifest something, and I'm getting all the signs and all the synchronicities telling me that yes, like, here, I'm giving it to you, like, I'm giving it to you. So so yeah, like, I just feel like people want to project, people like to project their own fears of the spiritual onto people. It's like, and it's almost hypocritical, because all of these people claim to believe in God, and they pray, and they do all of these things. And if you believe in God, you gotta believe in the devil, because God said the devil is real, and that you need to watch out for him and everything. If you believe in the Bible, God said, if you believe that that the Bible is the word of God, God said angels and demons exist. But when people in real life say that they have these experiences with seeing these types of things, it's you got psychosis, or you're hallucinating, or you're mentally ill, or it's just your anxiety, or it's just a figment of your imagination, or whatever. It's like, I wrote a song about this called Conflicted, and it's like people will really have you feeling conflicted, like about believing in the spiritual. It's like, should I just do what y'all are doing and just live my life saying that I believe in God, but then, you know what I'm saying? It's hypocritical. It's hypocritical. It's like you saying grace and you saying prayers, but who you talking to? And it's just like, what's crazier? Talking to something that ain't responding to you, or talking to something and feeling like it is responding to you? Which one is crazier? That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody are hypocrites. A lot of people are hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? You believe in a God that you don't see. You believe in a devil that you don't see. You believe in demons that you don't see. You believe in all these things. You say these prayers to this entity that you don't see. You devote yourself to this entity that you have never met and that you don't see, and then claim him as your Lord and your Savior, and talk to him and pray to him and give your life to him, but you have never met or seen this person in your life. You talking to an invisible entity. But people who actually see the stuff are crazy. Who actually see it is crazy. People who actually feel like they're getting channel messages and downloads from these higher entities, these higher beings, these angels and Jesus Christ and Buddha and whoever else, Archangel Michael and Gabriel and the Most High God. When people feel like they're getting downloads and messages and seeing signs from God, you want to call them crazy. If they feel like they're seeing it, you want to call them crazy. That don't make no sense. So now you got people like Billy Carson. Now you got people like Billy Carson who went on a podcast on the internet, went live on the internet to have a debate with this Christian man, I forget his name, and lost the debate and feeling crazy. He feeling crazy. It's like, yeah, because you want to try to make everybody else feel crazy because you don't want to believe in something. And when there's information, that's another reason why I talk about be careful of information sometimes. Like, if you're not seeing results, if you're not getting results, then the information may or may not be valid. Could very well be a scam, could very well be invalid. You know what I'm saying? Just because it came from this source or this place doesn't mean that they are correct, especially if you're not seeing results. So Billy, when you search for, there's information to support every opinion that anybody has. So when you go looking, trying to look for an explanation or look for ways to debunk people and debunk people's beliefs, you're going to find it. It doesn't mean that it's valid. It don't mean that it's valid. You just found some information about it. You just found some information that supports your opinion and your beliefs. There's information that supports atheist beliefs. There's information that supports Christian beliefs. There's information that supports spiritual people's beliefs. There's information all out there that supports any belief that you have. But is it valid? How do you know it's valid? If you apply that information to your life and you get results. So if a Christian is a Christian because they're getting results, then it's valid. If a Muslim is a Muslim because they're getting the results, then it's valid. If an atheist is an atheist because they're getting results, then it's valid. It's that simple. You can't tell me shit if you ain't getting results. So now Billy Carson looking crazy, looking stupid because and pulling a Drake because he lost the debate and trying to sue this man for defamation or whatever. I think it's defamation. Trying to sue him for defamation. Then gonna try to anyways, never mind. And so now he looking crazy. Now he feeling crazy. Now he trying to find excuses as to why he lost the debate. Get the fuck out of here. So same thing for like information in school or like getting good grades in school. Getting good grades in school is just a matter of memorization. It has nothing to do with really, it's your ability to read and retain information and then remembering it to answer certain questions so that you could pass a test. It does not determine your intelligence. So like at the beginning of the video, I said I felt like the fish. I was actually tested. My mama actually tested me, and I was tested and I came out as an auditory learner. I learned better by listening. I can read books, but I still won't remember it or retain the information well. It won't stick to me like it would if I listened to someone speak it or teach it to me. You know what I mean? So when I got I had to do summer reading for my 12th grade year in English in high school, and I bought the audio book for Harry Potter. Harry Potter was one of the last Harry Potter book, and then some other books you had to choose from, and I chose Harry Potter. And I bought the audio book. I said the ears, the audio book, and I passed that test with 100. I had a teacher. He was my world geography teacher. His name was Coach Caputa. I still remember his name. But prior to that 9th grade, so this was 11th grade. I think it was 11th grade. 11th grade. I had to retake world geography because world geography is a 9th grade class, a freshman class. But I failed my second semester or my first. I don't know. I remember which semester I failed in 9th grade, so I had to retake a semester in 11th grade. Coach Guidry was my first teacher. When we went into class, Coach Guidry just read. I don't know. Coach Guidry was not a good teacher. I'm just gonna say that he was not a good teacher. But when I had Coach Caputa catered to everybody's learning style. So going back to the quote by Albert Einstein, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, then it's gonna grow up its whole life thinking that it's stupid, thinking that it's dumb. So you have to cater to everybody's learning style. So an elephant, a fish, and a giraffe gonna have, an elephant, a fish, and a human being, those three animals their intelligence is different. The way they learn is different. What they need to know and what they need to learn is different. How they live life is different from one another. And then I remember, well, I ain't gonna get into all of that, but yeah. So anyways, Coach Caputa caters to everybody's learning style. So for people who are visual, he used to have pictures for people to see. For people who are readers, he would put the thing up on the projector, the chapters or whatever we was reading, and he would read it for us. Then all throughout the class, for the auditory learners, he would repeat it over and over and over again. So all throughout class, he'd be like, they call us by our last names in school. They'd be like, Thomas, what is such and such and such and such and such? You know what I'm saying? And then we'll go back, I'll answer the question, and then he'll go back to reading. Then he'll ask somebody else, Johnson, what is such and such? The same question. So it's repetitive. He's asking the same questions over and over and over again. He's repeating the stuff over and over and over again, so that the people who are auditory learners, it could stick in their heads. Then the people who are visual, it could stick in their heads. And for people who just could read, we wrote down notes for the people who learn by reading notes. So I never had to study for that man's class. I read over my notes like once right before a test, and that's it. I never had to go back and study or none of that, because he catered to my learning style. So anyways, most of the time in school, then on top of the fact, most of the time I was bored. I'm a creative. Sitting in a desk all day is not something that is for me. I'm gonna get bored, which is what happened. I used to sit in class visualizing myself on stage singing songs, performing. Like, I literally used to daydream about it in class, because that's how bored I was. Like, it's not because I can't learn or I'm dumb. Most of the time I wasn't even paying attention, because this is boring to me. But the days that we had where the learning, where it was creative, where we would play games, certain games in class to, retain the information for the test on the day before the test, I would pay attention. I would have not paid attention the whole week, but that day I would pay attention to the answers, hear the answers, and it was fun. So I was having fun. It was creative. It was a creative way of teaching a class, and I didn't have to study. That game was enough for me, and I passed the test. But when we didn't do creative stuff like that, I didn't pass the test because I wasn't paying attention, because again, I'm visualizing myself on stage singing songs, singing and performing music, okay? Like, literally, I would daydream about it. Some days I wouldn't even try to even pretend like I was paying attention. I would just straight put my head down and go and go to sleep. But I'm not really asleep. I'm really just daydreaming about the life that I really what I really want. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, so now that's gonna bring me to what I learned about healing, and the things that I learned about healing. When I learned all of those things from Dr. Sebi, and him curing all the diseases, and it's like I remember one time. So anyways, I applied that information to my life, and I saw results, right? And I remember one time telling my brother, I think it was for one of them holidays, one of these holidays where he came. And I said, well, Dr. Sebi cured that. You should look into that. And he was like, don't say that no more. As if I was as if I was dumb, like as if I was slow or stupid for believing that. And then the cousin that was sitting right there was, you know, co-signing that. Like, yeah, she believe anything she see on the internet type of shit, right? But I'm like, but I got the results. But they'll literally try to make you feel like your results. And then I say, but I got the results. And then she'll be like, well, it's just a mind thing because you, whatever. You know, just say, like, just making up stuff. And it's just like, nah, like, and it'll really have you believing and thinking that you stupid, like that you dumb and that you like crazy or something. But I'm like, nah, bitch, you not finna tell me that my physical results is a figmentation of my mind, or my mind created it. Because if that was the case, why you still fucked up? Why your blood pressure still high? Why you still got the Z? Why you got all of these things wrong with you and gotta take 30 pills a day and I don't? Oh, it's just a mind thing. Bitch, what are you talking about? Fuck is you talking about? So that's what I'm saying. And it's not that they really believe what they're saying to you. They just trying to it's not like they trying to convince you that you're wrong. They just trying to convince themselves that they're not doing anything wrong. They're trying to convince themselves that a lack of discipline is okay. They're trying to convince themselves that their eating habits aren't poor. They're trying to convince themselves that they can continue to live how they live and eat how they eat and be okay because they don't have enough discipline to change their eating habits. So they want to convince themselves by telling you that, oh, it's just a mind thing.
And even if it is a mind thing, let's say if that's actually true, I'm a fire ass bitch, okay? If I can think myself into recovery, come on now, I'm magical.
Bitch, shut up. Shut your ass up. Cause that don't make no sense. Yes, get all the information you can, but do it make sense? And did you ever even try to apply it to your life to see if it made sense, to see if the information is valid? A bitch can't tell me shit if they ain't seeing results. You don't even want to try. You don't even want to try to stop eating bacon to see if it helps your blood pressure. You don't even want to try to stop eating processed foods to see if you get better. Well, this a reputable source. These are the experts. These are the people who studied, but ain't none of them cured a damn thing. Or can't none of them cure what you got going on. They're gonna give you a pill, and that you gotta take for the rest of your life. And I don't have any of those issues. So never let nobody validate your experience. Don't let nobody tell you that your information is wrong. Especially if you got results. Especially if you experienced results from that information. Okay? Alright, and that's really all I have for you guys today. And y'all have a good one.
And remember, don't be a hoe.
Whole asshole, use the whole asshole.